file concept. What is the definition for the file? A file is a collection of related information which is stored on the secondary storage devices. Okay, so file is a collection of all the related information which is stored in the secondary storage devices. Or one more definition for the file is a collection of the records where each record contains the sum field, where each field represents the sum of the data. So for example, if you take the employee details, so there in the employee details it may contains the date of joining and the salary and the employee ID and the employee Aadhaar number, and these are the different attributes which we are going to contain in the employee detail. So if you are taken the student detail, so it may contain the student name, student USN, student date of birth, and as well as the student address, phone number. These are the some of the information which is related to the student file. So here also it is an one example which is taken here, the field, the file which contains the collection of all the records. In here the first one it is taken as a first record and second one is the second record, where each record contains some fields where each field represents the sum of the data. So in this, if you consider the first record where each record contains the sum field, so this is a field, okay, like serial number, serial name, and the average. So these three we are going to call it as a field. When you look into this field in the serial number, so each field it may contain the one as a serial number and two as a serial number. If you take the serial name, OS is a one field and again the web is the one field. Okay, so here it contains the different data. So that is a definition which is going to tell you the file is a collection of record where each record contains the sum field, and that each field it may represent some of the data. Okay, so this is going to call it as a file and the example for the file. Okay, so here the information in a file is defined by its creator. Okay, so whatever the file, it is information which is present in the file. So let me take, there will be different types of file. Okay, so different types of informations may be stored in a file. So there is no restriction that we have to store only the documentation format or only the image format. So here a file, yes Sandeep. Sandeep,
Yes, ma'am.
mute yourself.
Please yet not.
So if you consider the file,
Now,
so
come on.
if you consider the file, many different types of informations may be stored in the file. Okay, so like source program or object programs are the some of the executable programs, or some of the numerical data or the text data, and some of the graphic informations or any like sound informations or recordings. Okay, so these are the different types of informations which may be stored in a file. There is no restriction that only the some of the informations we have to store it in the file. So these are the some of the examples, like any source code or the object code or the executable code, any numeric data or any text data or any graphic or any images or the sound recordings. Okay, so these are the different types of information we may going to store in a single file. So here a file has a certain defined structures which is depends on its type. So here there will be different types of the files which have seen now. So these different informations which is going to be stored in the file. So these file is certain defined structures which depends on its type. So what are the different types here? Either it may be a text file, or it may be a source file, or it may be a object file. So either it can be a text file, or it can be a object file, or it can be a source file. So if it is a text file, it is a sequence of characters organized into the lines. So what is the definition for the text file? It is a sequence of characters. So the sequence of characters which is organized in a sum of the lines. We are going to call it as a text file. If it is a source file is a sequence of subroutines and the functions, and each of which it is further organized into the declarations. So to do the executable of the statement, to do the execution of the any program, here we are required the source file. Okay, so the source file is a subsequence of routine. So each it can be organized, or each it can be declared some functions. Why we are declaring the some functions? To do the execution of the program or execution of the statement. If you are taken the object file is a sequence of bytes. It is a sequence of bytes which is organized in a blocks, which is in the understandable by the systems linker. So here what is an object file? So the object file is nothing but it is loaded file. Okay, so if it is loaded, then the CPU will going to execute that file. So still it is not able to execute it, so now it is loaded. So that loaded file we are going to call it as an object file. And next is the executable file. So what is the executable file? A executable file is a series of code sections that the loader can bring into the memory and do the execution. So what is the executable file? It is nothing but a series of code sections. So now it is ready to do the execution, that the loader can bring these into the main memory for the execution. So these are the different types, like either it may be a text file, or it can be an object file, or it can be a source file, or it can be a executable file. Okay, so next is a file attribute. So what is a file attributes here? A file is named for the convenience to its a human user. So we know that in your system, in your laptop or in your system, if you need to store some of the information, let me take in the operating system subject, you have to store the module 1 nodes and as well as the module 2 nodes. So how we are going to store? You will give a one simple name for that particular file. So why you are giving the simple name for that file? If you are not giving any name, so it is going to create a some of the incorrect. So you are not able to access those files when you are going to require the particular file. So that's why here a file is named for the convenience of its human user. So the main advantage. So why we are going to naming the file here? A file is named for the convenience of the human user, and it is referred by its name. So all the user, like all the human beings, will going to refer the file by using the name. Usually a name is a string of characters, such as example, let me take that. So some system differentiate between the uppercase letters and some like lowercase letters and its name. So whereas other system do not. So when a file is named, it becomes the independent of the process. So when you're going to save your file, so either you may going to use the, some of the user can going to use the lowercase letter and some of them the uppercase letter, or some special characters or some integers. Okay, in these the way, in this manner you're going to store your file, like you're going to how you are going to do the name of the file. So in this file attribute, so it may contains of in the different operating system, there will contains the different attributes. So each file, so let me take one each file. Each file attribute, it consisting of all of these fields, like it contains the name, identifier, type, location, size, protection, and as well as the time and the data. So here in the file attribute, so a file attributes, either it may consisting of these fields. So let's make a note of these fields. It consisting of the name, identifier, type, location, size, protection, time, and as well as the user identification. Okay, so here we'll see one by one. So what is the name and followed by the identifier. So if you look into this name, it is one of the file attribute. So it will give you that every file has its own unique name. And when coming to the identifier, when a file is created, so internally an identifier which is going to allocate some of the space. For example, in your system, if you are downloaded the first module nodes, okay, so that first module nodes, it requires some space, right? So that particular space, it can be internally created in the operating system. So whatever the space which is required file, whatever the file you are downloaded, it is internally created in the operating system. So that is the identifier. And the type, so which type of file? There will be several type of the files. Either it can be a PDF format, or it can be a PPT format, or it can be a different extension, so like text format, document, Word, or it can be a Excel format. Okay, so these are the different examples. And coming to the location, it specifies the path in which the file is stored in the hard disk. So what is the location will tell? It specifies the path in which the file is stored in the hard disk. When coming to the size, it specifies the size bytes. So when the file is created, so it returns, so initially the size will be 0 when the file is created. So still if you are created any one folder, okay, so still you are not added any files into that folder, still the initial stage at the beginning, the size is 0 itself. Once you have added the file into that folder, so then it had the data, so the size of the file, it can be increasing. That specify the one of the attribute, that is the size attribute. And when coming to this protection, so in this protection, here the user, it may take on the different types of executable protection. So either it can be read, write, or it can be executable permission. So for example, if once authority file, one file is created, so that particular file, it cannot be accessible by the any other unauthorized person. So there it will give you the protection, like either only it is applicable to read the content. So if some of the group of the people, they are commonly doing some of the project, so all the 5 members, they have the authority to access that file. So those person, it may get the write permission. Okay, so unauthorized person, it may not get the write permission, only the read permission is given to those people. And coming to the executable permission, so if they are the user, they can only read the content. So if they are the writer, so they can read the content and they can execute the permission. Okay, so this is the one type of attribute, that is the protection. So here we have given the read and write and the executable permission, so that it has a 3 permission, like user permission and the group for permission and as well as the owner permission. And coming to the lost file attribute, that is the time, date, and followed by the user identification. So what is the time here? So at what time you have created the file, and for example, and what time you have modified the file, and what time you have deleted the file. So this information may be kept for the lost modification, or it can be lost use. Who is the user who's used the file at the lost time, and these data can be useful for the protection as well as the security and as well as the monitoring purpose. So why it is useful in the protection and as well as the security in the monitoring section? So if you look into the protection, there we may going to get only the read permission, write permission, and as well as the executable permission. So based upon that, at what time the file has been created and what time the file has been modified, and what time the file, it can be deleted from the which user, depending on keeping on all these information, so the user, it can change the any information which is present in the file. Okay, so these are the different file attributes which going to contains the name, which will give it the name of the file, and identifier. So when you have created the file, so the size, like the space which will be allocated to this particular file internally in the system. Next, type of the file. So either it can be a documentation, or it can be a PPT, or it can be a PDF format. So this is the type of the file. And coming to the location, so at where location, what is the specific location that you are storing the file. Coming to the size, what is the size of the file which you have created. And coming to the protection, only the 3 permission which is given here, either it can be read the file, or it can be write the file, or it can be execute the file. Coming to the lost file attribute, that is the time, date, and followed by the user modification. Here this information, it may going to kept for all the creation and as well as the lost modification and the lost use. Okay, so this is the one advantage, like it can be used for the protection, security, and as well as the monitoring purpose. Okay, so the next concept is the file operations. So the next concept, that is file operations. Can anyone tell which are the operations we can do on the file?
Creating,
Yes, good. Creating, then
Writing a
writing,
file,
yes, right.
reading,
Okay, then
repositioning,
yes, repositioning.
we can delete the file,
Yes, we can delete a file. Then we can read a file. So write is done, and also we can close the file, and we need to open the file. Okay, so these are the different operations we can perform on the file. Okay, so first is the creating the file. So in this, when the user want to create a file, so we uses the system call that is known as a create. So create is a system call. Here it is in a system called create. We are going to use to create a file. So when the file is created, two things will going to happen in the internally in the system. So what are the two different things will going to happen internally? Like a space is allocated for that file in the hard disk. So once you have created the file, the created file has to require some of the storage or some of the space is required for that file. So the two things will happen here. One, the space is allocated for the file in the hard disk, and an entry made in the directory means the file information stored in the hard disk along with these attributes. So the first thing, it is like the space is allocated to for that particular file, and an entry made in the directory. So like what is the file information, like so who is the user created the file and what time he has created the file and what are the attributes which is along with that file. Okay, so these are the some of the information, some of the entry can be made in the directory. So this is what will happen when we have created the file. Okay, so when we have created the file, we are going to use the system call known as a create system call. When the file is created, the two things will happen internally. One, the space is allocated for the file in the hard disk, and second one is all the file information which can be stored in the directory. Okay, so and next, when you see into the write a file, so here when if you want to write something into the file, so first you have to open the file. Okay, so this is the system call, so the which is a system call which is used to open the file, that is the open system call. Open is a system call which is used to open the file. So when you have to write the contents into the file, so first you have to open the file. Okay, so when the file is opened, so then it will be turned into the write mode. Okay, so once it is turned into the write mode, then only user can write the data or it can write the information into the file. And next is the reposition. So what is this reposition within the file? So let me take one function that is known as a seek function. Okay, so here seek function, what is the use of the seek function? We can place the file pointer at any position. So for example, currently the file in the 10th block. Okay, so let me take an example. Now your file which is present in the 10th block. Currently my file which is present here in the 10th block. So with help of the seek pointer, so if you take the seek pointer, so we can move the 7th block. So the file it can be moved from 7th block. So reposition, it is nothing but to move the file from one position to the another position. Like my file which is present in the 10th position. So now I'm using the seek function. I can move my file from 10th position to the 70th position. Okay, so that is the reposition. So here reposition means it does not invoke any read or write position. So reposition, it is nothing but only the pointer. So like by using the seek function, we are going to just point. We can just move from one position to the another position. Okay, so there is no any read or write operation can happen in this case of the reposition. And next is the delete. So why we are using this delete here? To delete a file, so first you have to open the file. So for example, I need to delete one file. I saved the file as a module1.txt. Okay, so this is one of the file I have already created. So now I need to delete this file. So simply I am not able to delete this file. So to delete this file, first I need to open that particular file. Okay, so here the file contents and the file attributes will be deleted. Like if I delete this module1.txt, like whatever the contents, whatever the information and whatever the attributes which is present there. So like attributes in the sense name and as well as the identifier and its location and its size and as well as the its type. So the entire thing, so that entire thing will be deleted. Next 2 minutes. Okay, so here if it is a delete a file, okay, so if I need to delete the file, so first I need to open that particular file. Okay, so here it is the name of the file, that is module1.txt. okay, so it is the name of the file which is I'm created already. So now I need to delete the file. So if I deleted this file, what will happen here? The complete thing, like in whatever all the attributes and as well as the file contents, okay, so the complete file contents, it can be deleted there. And next is the read. So what is the read here? So before you want to reading the content, okay, so before you want to read the file, so first what you have to do, first you have to open the system call. By using this open system call, you have to
CO ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ? I mean Rakshita?
ma'am,
Which
CO4
module?
ma'am.
CO4.
Fourth module.
Okay, knowledge level is?
K3 ma'am. Applying. Okay, so
you can continue, Rakshita ma'am.
Okay ma'am. Okay, so if first I need to delete the file, so what is the system call I need to call? So that is the open system call. Okay, so first I need to call the open system call. Now I open this file module1.txt. Now the entire data, like whatever the information which is present in the module1.txt, the entire information can be deleted there. So the entire information, it is nothing but all the file attributes, like whatever the all the file attributes, like all the type of the file, so and the location, so where that particular file has been located and the size of the file and the name of the file, completely it has been deleted. And next is a read. So if I need to read the file, so first I need to call the open system call. Okay, so once I open the system call function, then I can read the contents which is present in the file. And next is the close operation. So what is the close operation? When you need to close the entire operation, so then I'm going to call this function that is known as a close function. And last is the open file operation. So open file operation, so if you want to do the any of this operation, okay, so the main system call which you are required is the open system call. You have to, by using the function called system call that is known as the open, you have to open this file and then you can or read the function, or it can write the function, or you can do the reposition, and or you can close the file, or you can write the file. Okay, so here the main thing in this reposition is nothing but you are using the seek function. So there is no any read or write operation can be done in this reposition. So only the information, it can be moved from one block, that is for example which you have taken here, the file if it is present in the 10th block, now it can move on to the 7th block. Okay, so by using this seek permission, that is by using the seek function, I can move the file from the 10th block to the 7th block. Okay, so this is about the different file operations. Okay, so we have studied the definition for the file, and we have seen the which are the different file attributes. Okay, so these are the different file attributes, and also we have seen the different file operations. Okay, so the next is we'll see the file operations is done. Next we'll see the file types and as well as the extensions. Okay, so in addition to that file operation, so either we can use the truncate also. Okay, so if in this truncate, what will happen, only the file contents will be deleted, but the file attributes will going to remain same. So for example, if you have taken the size of the file, if it is the size of the file is 0, only because the contents, whatever the information which is present in the file, it can be deleted. And also you can use one operation like append. So what is the meaning of append? You can add the contents, or you can add the information at the end of the file. And also you can do one operation on the file like copy. So what is that copy? Copy the content, like whatever the data or information which is present in the one file, so you can copy it to the another file. Okay, and one more thing is the rename. So you can also do the rename of the file. Okay, so this is some of the additional file operations in addition to the read, write, close, open, reposition, delete. Okay, so again we have added like a truncate, append, copy, and as well as the rename. So the next topic, that is the file types and the extensions. Just make a note of this file types. Can anyone tell which are the types of file?
Source file, text file, object file, and executable file.
Like executable file, or it can be object file, or it can be text file, or it can be a word processor, or it can be a batch programming, multimedia, and print. Okay, so these are the some of the different types of the file. So I will make a list of that, so make a note of this. First is the executable. Let me take heading as a file type, and that is an extension. So .exe is an extension for the executable file, and if I take the object .obj, or it can be .o, or if you take the batch, it is one of the type of the file. So the extension for that, it is in a .sh, and if I take the text as a file type, so the extension, it can be .text, or it can be .document. And if I take the word processor, so either it can be a .word processor, or it can be a .text, or it can be a .rtf. So that is rich text format. So, and one more thing, that is a file type, you can take the library. So either it can be .lib, or it can be .dll. So here dynamic linking library. And one more thing, that is a print, or it can be a view. So if it is print, it can be a .pdf format, or it can be a .jpg format. So, and one more file type, that is archive. So the extension for that archive is .arc, or it can be .zip file. And last one, that is a multimedia. that is a multimedia. So either it can be .mp3, so or it can be .mp4. Okay, so these are the different types along with this extension. So first one, if you take on the executable file, so here the file is ready for the execution. Okay, so now the file is ready for the execution. So it is nothing but it is loaded into the main memory. The CPU can access that file and it can easily do the execution. Okay, so what is the extension for that executable file? That is a .exe. If you take the object file, so when you're done, the compilation is done, the complete compiling the program is done, then an object file is created. So what is the definition of this object file? When the compilation is done, when you are written the program by the user, now the compilation is done, an object file is created. So with what extension the object file is created? By using only the .wo, or it can be created by using the .obj. And next is the batch system file type. So in this batch, for the best example for this batch file type is a shell programming, like either Unix programming or it can be Linux operating system. So if you take the Unix or Linux operating system, so there you can create the batch program by using the extension known as a .sh. And next is the text format. So in this text format, if you are created with a file, like if you are created one file in the notepad, then the extension should be .txt, and if you have created the one file by using the Microsoft Word, then the extension should be .doc. You may notice that if you have created something in the notepad, then when you are going to save the file, then it will show you the extension like .txt. When you have created the contents in the file in the Word, like Microsoft Word, then the extension should be .doc. So if it is a word processor, like the extension like .wp or .txt or .rtf, so like rich text format. So this rich text format, it is one of the extension of the file which is used in the word processor. And when coming to this library, so here you can create the library by using the .lib, or it can be dynamic linkage library. Okay, so next is the print or view. So if you are created the print, or if you want to view the file type, the what is the extension for that? That is a .pdf. That is a portable document format, or it can be JPG format. And next is the archive. So what is the definition for the archive here? It is a collection of related type of the information. Okay, so for example, let me take all the modules nodes of the operating system. Okay, so what I will going to do? So I will going to make a club of this all the module from module 1 to module 5. So just I will click on that archive. So one zip file is created. Okay, so what it contains in the zip file? It is a collection of related type of information. So all the related data, all the related information, it can be created in the either in a .zip format or .archive format. And one more